want to call the Transportation Committee to order, May 2nd, 2023, 8 a.m. Roll call, we are missing Member Reeves, Member Bloomfield. All other members are present. Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abel, second by Member Abraham. Anybody have any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor vote aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. 2B, recommend approval of bills and transfers totaling $389,093.89. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Vice Chair Soldner. Do I have any comments or questions? All right, all those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, it's passed. Do we have any appearance by members of the public or county employees?
We do not. Thank you.
All right. 4A, request approval of a Class 2 truck route and weight limit resolution for the Horse Farm Road, Section 19-00057-08-WR. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abel, second by Member Abraham. Jerry, do you have?
So this is a program that IDOT puts out to where allows additional state funds to upgrade the roads to 80,000 pounds. And what it does is it pays $45,000 per lane mile. And so we have to apply for these funds, and Luke's done a lot of these applications with other staff at the highway department. And so we have to go through the application, and it kind of relates to whether or not it's connecting like a truck generator or like an 80,000 pound route and everything. So we did the application because there's a lot of truck traffic from the elevator in Leroy that goes down to ADM. And so we can call the elevators and ask about their truck counts and how many loads they take. I think, I don't remember the numbers, but 75% of their product there at the Leroy elevator goes down to ADM on this Horse Farm Road. And so the Horse Farm Road is a project that we're actually hopefully going to be starting next week or the week after. It's a reconstruction project for 2023. And so these funds will just help offset some of the costs that we have to pay for that upgrade to 80,000 pounds.
Anybody have any questions? Member Soldner?
Thank you, Chairman. So I'm trying to remember my past history here. Is this going to make that entire road now up to 80,000 pounds? Did we do the other part in the past?
Correct, yes. Yeah, north of 136 into Leroy, it was 80,000 pounds, I think, back in like 2008, 2009.
Right.
And so this will take it down to the county line. It will be 80.
Do you happen to know what DeWitt County's got on the other side?
They're not 80,000 pounds, so they might be posted in the spring. So the people that are going to be hauling, they're going to have to get a permit from them or still have to go around.
Right.
But at least it allows us to upgrade the road.
Right. They can do their part whenever.
Right. I did reach out to the county engineer to see if this was on his radar, and he said that this particular road is not on his radar to upgrade at this time.
I would suspect with that kind of truck traffic, they're going to have to do something in the future.
Yes, because I think there was like over 100 trucks a day were using this road. So,
Yeah. All right, thanks.
and I will say their road, I think, was in better shape than ours. I think they had done some work like 10 years ago. So, where ours is an oil and chip road, that's going to be a hot mix road after it's all done.
Any other questions? All right, all those in favor vote aye. Aye. Opposed? Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. 4A2, request approval of the Class 2 truck route and weight limit resolution for the Colfax Road, Section 21-00152-02-RS. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abel, second by Member Abraham. Jerry?
So this is a similar process. This is a project that we're doing in 2024, though, and it's going to be our federal project for 2024. And so using the TARP funds on this project, when we use federal funds, they're 80-20. So it's 80% federal, and then we have to come up with 20% match. The TARP funds, we're allowed to use those funds as our 20% match. So we've been, last few years, we've been trying to kind of combine the TARP funds and some of our federal projects that we're doing. We still might have to, there still might be more county money that to offset the total cost of the project. I think we're looking at like $3 million or something. So there'll still be other funds that kick in, but that allows us to match the federal funds. And so the same type of process is connecting Route 9 to 165, so 2 state routes. So those are already 80,000 pound routes. And so this has been a request we've had from some of the landowners out there to have this one upgraded to 80,000 pounds. And I think it was last resurfaced in 1999. So it'll be a good one to get completed.
Do we have any questions? Member Abraham?
Do you have an estimate about how much county money will be used for this project?
I'm gonna say probably about 600,000, maybe. I think we brought a resolution through like a month or two ago to start the design process, and then once we get further along, then I'll bring some other resolutions back to appropriate the money for the construction.
Anyone else? No? All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. It'll be approved. 4A3, request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2023 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance for McLean County Highway Fund 0120. Do I have a motion? Motion by member Abel, second by member Abraham.
So this budget amendment has to do with the Blooming Grove Wind Farm. So last year, and specifically the Chenoa Road, last year we did a full depth reclamation project on it, and then we put it was called to put an A3 cover seal over the FDR, and we held back, just kind of let everything settle out a little bit. So we only ended up putting 2 coats on. And then we already had it in the road use agreement to put another coat on in 2023. So we decided to go ahead, and since we had money left over from 2022, to put 2 coats on again here in 2023. So I never did include this the second cover seal in our budget, and then also taking money from 2022 and moving it here into 2023 for the 2 cover seals on this road.
Do we have any questions? No? All right, all those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. 4A4, request approval of a motor fuel tax resolution for the Hudson East Road, section 22-00135-14-RS. Do I have a motion? Motion by member Abel, second by member Soldner.
So this is a project another project we're looking at in 2024, and just kind of, this is a resolution, motor fuel tax resolution to start the design work and the environmental work to get that submitted into IDOT if we get a chance over the summer. This road was last paved in 1999, so it's right at its useful life there, and so. So our preliminary cost estimate on this is like $1.5 million, and we're looking at putting safety shoulders on this and doing a resurfacing project. So, so this goes from the edge of Hudson to Pipeline Road. So it's about, actually not the edge, it goes from Casey's in Hudson to Pipeline Road. It's about 2.5 miles.
Do we have any questions? Member Soldner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Has the Village of Hudson been made aware of this yet?
We have not reached out to the village at this time.
If you remember, some time ago, there was a contingent from Hudson that came to talk to us about allowing golf carts. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but is there any way we could incorporate that with some support from them, or would that add a lot to the cost? I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest with you, whether we, as far as adding a lane there or seeing if they want to do sidewalk work or whatever. I just think it wouldn't be a bad idea to mention to them that we're doing it. Give them a
Sure.
little heads up if they have some ideas or whatever.
Yeah, we'll definitely reach out to them. Our main goal was just kind of resurface the road
Right.
and take care of some of the sidewalk ramps in town. But if they have a plan for their golf cart,
Yeah, again, now that I think about it, if we're just resurfacing it, we're not really doing a new roadway, so that would.
right?
There's not like we can add more pavement or whatever, because we're just gonna resurface it, so.
Yeah, because I think once you get in town, it's curbed,
Right.
And so then we won't. There's sidewalk there, so we won't really touch that. We'll just kind of upgrade
Right.
the sidewalk ramps to make sure they're ADA compliant. But we can certainly reach out to them, let them know we're doing the project, and see if
Right.
they have any ideas. They may want to throw something on there like off our right of way. I don't know, but
Now you might just throw it out there to them, I guess.
sure.
All right, thanks.
If I remember correctly, we suggested that something along the lines of expanding their sidewalks so that they could not ride along the edges of the county roads. So
Yes.
maybe this will be a chance they can do it at the same time, so it's not taking up too much.
Yes.
Anybody else? No? All those in favor, vote aye. Opposed? Those ayes have it. 4A5, request approval of a motor fuel tax resolution for Lexington Leroy Road, Section 22-00044-12-RS. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abel, second by Member Abraham. Jerry?
So this is Lexington Leroy Road, another road that's between Route 9 and 165 that we're looking to resurface here in 2024. So this road, they did an experimental feature back when it was done in like the early 2000s, and they did it was kind of like a heat scarification, they called it, what they did is they brought in a pug mill and they mixed a lot of the asphalt and stuff at our yard, and then they went out and laid it, and we did a lot of the work ourselves. So it's starting to show some rutting in the road and everything. We call it the sponge just because that's kind of the nickname we gave it. So anyway, so we're kind of looking at all different alternatives on this. Right now, we're kind of looking at doing a cold in place recycle, where they'll pulverize the existing road down 4 or 5 inches, add an emulsion to it, and spread that back out through a paver, and then put a couple inches of hot mix over the top of that. We've done that. We're actually doing a project here this year that's similar to that. So we'll probably get some other firms involved and kind of do some testing. We did go out there, and I mean, the pavement out there is like almost 9 inches thick now. So I think the pavement's there. It's just a matter of how we want to mix it all together and make sure it's solid, so we don't have this rutting issue in the future.
Do we have any questions? All right. Sorry, Member Soldner?
There, I know it's early in the process, but I see there's a bridge down there close to Route 9. Are you gonna do something with it also?
No, I think that the pavement will just go right up to it. I think that
Okay.
bridge is in decent shape, so we won't need to do anything unless there's some maintenance items we
Okay.
might need to do.
Thanks.
Anyone else? All those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to 4B, items to be presented for information. Number 1, project summaries, Jerry?
So, the first one is kind of the Meadows Road project, which is a continuation of a project from last year that we did. It was our $8 million project, and had $4 million of RBI funds. And so we held off of putting the final surface layer on last year just to kind of let everything settle out. And so the contractor's kind of geared up a little bit. They've done some miscellaneous things to get ready for it. Sounds like maybe next week they're going to put the final lift on it. So this project will be wrapping up from last year. And so we're just kind of waiting on that to go. This project was selected for an award with the APWA, the American Public Works Association. Hutchison Engineers was the designer on this for us, and they submitted an application for this award. So it did get selected for an award with the APWA, so that was good news. I think part of that was because it was the $4 million of RBI funds was used to construct this. So on that, but that's coming along. So I think there's probably another $1 million that we'll be spending here yet this year on that project. So it'll probably come in right around what the bid cost was. Then the next project we kind of talked a little bit about earlier was the Horse Farm Road project. That's our south of Leroy from 136 down to the DeWitt County line. Corn Belt's in there moving their power poles right now. I think they're going to have the north half completed this week. So hopefully next week the contractor can get in there and start doing the dirt work and everything, so we can get this. The goal was to get this completed by harvest. So hopefully they can get some good weather and get in there and get it taken care of. So like I said, that hasn't started yet, but we're close. And then the last project that I have on here is the Lake Spur project, and this is resurfacing project that goes from Kamalara to Green Gables or over by Lake Bloomington. And so they've done some widening, and they had the first lift of hot mix on, and I think maybe by tomorrow they're going to start the second lift. And so I'd say another 2 weeks this project could be wrapped up. I do have a couple pictures of the widening that we had when they were doing it. So there's so the existing pavement was milled off, and then then the mill came in and went down 4 inches deep, 4 foot wide for the whole stretch. And then they went in the back of the truck, and then they hauled it away. I think this material, some of it went to the city of Bloomington or whoever else wanted it around there. And then here's a picture of the hot mix, the widening going back in the hole that was just dug out. So they do it all in the same day. They probably do like a mile a day that they core out, and then they fill it back up right behind them, so there's no drop off left. And it's kind of another picture of that. And then they go back and clean the trench out, but you can kind of see there's a roller back here to roll it and compact it. And we take tests on it, and then we also they also core it down to make sure we get the proper depth. So like I said, that project's moving along real good. So it'd be nice. That should be done, I'd say, by the end of May without any issues. There's kind of another picture of a truck backing in there. I do have another thing I want to show. It's more of a maintenance item. It's not a project that we're doing. This is a bridge that's kind of outside of Downs there, and it's called the Alvis Bridge. And 2 years ago, we put a new deck on it, and so underneath, it was starting to erode pretty bad, and it's been on our list for a couple years, and we started finally putting the riprap in there. So I got some like before pictures that show some of the erosion that's occurred over the years. So you can kind of see like this all used to be kind of all out to the water, and it was all filled in, and it's starting to undermine underneath the abutments here. And so just another picture there. So that's all starting to undermine. So what we did is we came in with our maintenance crew and we're going to put riprap in there, but you kind of can see some of the erosion. And we look for this stuff when we go out and do bridge inspection, and we kind of monitor this as we go. And so you can see how this is all, straight up and down. And it, originally was probably at a 45 degrees at one time. And so it's kind of another picture there. And so then, so we stockpile a lot of the riprap down there, and then we also stockpile some of our yard. And so I didn't take a picture of it, but we have on our backhoe, we have a big, it's probably 20 foot long. We call it a pusher that connects our backhoe. So it allows us to push that all up underneath there, and we don't have to get equipment in there. And we talked to the landowners, and they let us get, kind of get in there on their property and stockpile the material on their property. So that was a good help because we could, able to sit in there and access the bridge really well. So, so we started this on like Thursday last week, and we'll have this all completed by today. So this is so those were on the west side. This is on the east side. So you can see we still had more to put in that we did on Friday and yesterday, and now I think they're just shaping everything back up today. So a good project for our maintenance crew to tackle.
Member Solder?
Is this on the Kickapoo River?
Yes.
I thought maybe it was, just, that'd be southwest of Downs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a bridge right around the corner of the Trent Bridge that we did probably back in 2015, and then we redid the deck on this one, but we still need to do the riprap.
Right. I'm just trying to picture it. When we have a bridge issue like this, it's on a drainage district. I don't know if there's any discussion with them that we need to do, but on a stream like the Kickapoo, I don't know if that's a Corps of Army Engineers thing or whether there's a local district or whatever. But I guess my question is there any way other than trying to control the floods to prevent this from happening? I guess what you're doing,
Yeah, I think what the problem was is when the bridge was built, there was no riprap installed.
Right.
So there's no countermeasures in there so now all the bridges that we build, before we put the deck on, they're putting the riprap in there to offset this. And there's other structures out there that are not as bad as this, but that need riprap, and a lot of the township structures and everything as
Right.
well.
Yeah, as our knowledge improves in technology, we learn stuff. So as you said, if we're building a new bridge, we do that ahead of time.
Right.
So, all right, thanks.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, thanks. Number 5, Department Matters. Administrator Taylor.
I do not have anything for this committee.
All right, other business and communication. So the big discussion now is possible dates for our July meeting. Since July 4th falls on Tuesday morning, when would everyone like to meet? On that Monday or Wednesday at 8? Some people might want to take a 4-day weekend, so open it up for suggestions. Yeah, unless you guys want to meet on the 4th, which the chairman would not like, so. Yeah.
Yes, the only scheduled committee meeting on Wednesdays is in the afternoon, which is finance.
We have 4, so we have a majority. So if we do Wednesday at 8, that's, works for everybody? Works for, Jerry, you can take a 4-day weekend? You too, Luke?
Wednesday, July 5th?
Yes, Wednesday, July 5th. Still at 8 a.m. Our next meeting is June 6th. Does anybody have anything else for the committee? No? All right, well then, we're adjourned until, this committee until June 6th at 8 a.m. Thank you, everybody.